Welcome to the Stop Over Drinking and Start Living podcast, where high-achieving, goal-oriented rebel women come to learn how to live a vibrant and fulfilling life without requiring alcohol to get through it. No labels, no judgments, no saying you'll never drink again. Just real proven methods to help you stop rebelling against yourself with alcohol so you can drink less and do more. I'm your host, Angela Mascenik. Let's dig in. Welcome to episode 260, Preparations. Hello, and Happy New Year, 2024. Wow, it's 2024. Oh my gosh, it's been 24 years since since the year 2000. This kind of blows my mind. I feel like it was just not that long ago when I was like worried about Y2K. I remember distinctly walking home, kind of like a walk of shame, but I wasn't really that worried about it at the time. I was in college 24 years ago, waking up. It was the year 2000. I had slept over at this guy I was sort of hanging out with at the time at his house, and I walked home early in the morning with like my very thick platform boots on and nylons in a skirt and some sort of very inappropriate winter weather jacket. And I just like, my memory is like seeing myself walking down the street going back to my apartment in West Lafayette at Purdue University, and very pointedly remembering Party Like It's 1999, Prince, can you see it, year 2000, what were you doing? But that was 24 freaking years ago. It's just wild to me that so much of my life is so different, that I'm literally talking about stopping over drinking, and I'll probably share with you what my New Year's Eve looked like. And I could not have predicted any of it. It's so funny. The only vision I had back then for my life was that I would wear a suit and carry a briefcase and wear high heels, and I would work in a city. That was my vision. I did not see anything else past that. Isn't that crazy? So anyway, here we are now. I have a very successful podcast 24 years later. I help women stop over drinking. I don't drink, which is also something that, I never thought I would do or even consider, like the idea would never even pop in my mind at that time. I thought people who didn't drink were boring, and that of course you had to drink to have fun and you had to party and be interesting and all of that stuff. So anyway, I'm just so glad that I don't have mornings like that anymore. And I haven't for 5.5 years. And it's amazing. And it all started back in January of 2018 when I decided to do Dry January. And I'm just curious about how that's going for some of you. And if you haven't signed up for the Dry January workshops, you still can. Our first workshop is January 4th at 11 a.m. And then we have a follow-up workshop for everybody who has signed up. So even if you're listening to this at some time in January 2024, you can still sign up and get the Beyond Dry January workshop that's going to be happening on January 29th. So we'll put that link in the show notes. It's angelamascenik.com/Dry January. If you haven't signed up for that, you still can. It's going to be great. But today, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you are excited about 2024. My word of the year is nourish. And so that is sort of my North Star when I think about making decisions and day-to-day activities. Does this feel nourishing or does it not? And it helps guide me in the right direction towards my goals. I'm just really excited about this year. I have done a lot of preparations, which is the title of this podcast, ironically, on what this year looks like. I have 3 retreats planned for my clients and maybe you to attend, one in North Carolina in April, one in Seattle, which is also where I used to live, in the end of July, and then going back to Cancun in December of 2024. And with each of those retreats are a 3-month coaching container, which you can get a lot of support in advance of those retreats. And then the retreats are at the end of that 3-month coaching retainer to come in person to celebrate and work through things in real time. It's going to be super fun. So I'm really excited about what I have planned for 2024. I feel very energized, and I have a very clear vision about how I want to work with people. And I also am really excited about my Alive AF online membership that is enrolling right now if you want to join that. But that is the sort of the hub of the virtual world of stop over drinking and start living, and learning how to be alive, and having all of my classes and tools and resources in one spot that's easy for you to access, and to get regular support from me whenever you want around your goals with alcohol. So anyway, I want to talk to you a little bit today about your preparedness. How do you say that? Making preparations. So I want to ask you, and you can think about this as I'm explaining it too, but what kind of things do you normally make preparations for? So could it be like vacation? So for me and my trips, generally I like to look at the weather in the month that I'm going to these places. And I want to make sure that I have the right clothes and the shoes. I might research top attractions. I might check out some restaurants or hikes or tours, right? I'm making preparations in advance for my vacations. Do you do that? What about your work? Do you have, if you have a project due at a certain time, are you thinking about everything you need to get it done in advance? Are you enlisting team members? Are you delegating things? Are you ordering supplies? So like for me and my work, I am making lots of preparations for my first retreat that I'm hosting in North Carolina, right? So there's things that need to happen, and I have to think about in advance to make sure that that retreat is as fun and as successful as possible for when my clients arrive, right? So there's preparations involved for that. What about your morning coffee? Do you always make sure you have all the ingredients for it? At what length do you go to ensure that it's the same every single day? I know for me, it's like I always make sure I have coffee, like the kind of coffee that I want, right? I make sure that I have my half and half, right? And I make sure that I set that up the night before so that when I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I can smell my coffee brewing downstairs. So there are daily preparations that I take. I'm traveling right now, actually. I'm doing a personal retreat in Asheville. And the preparations that I made to make sure that I had my coffee the way I like it here. I have a travel water kettle. I have a travel pour over cone. I have travel filters to put the coffee in the cone. I have my little mini glass jar where I pour my half and half in. I brought my favorite coffee cup. I'm thinking through in advance the experience that I want to have, knowing what I like, right? And I want you to start thinking about the things that you do now that you prepare for, right? To ensure that you have a certain level of experience when you get there. So I was actually thinking about my preparations even more because I'm going on a very long flight. There's 2 long haul flights that I'm taking. Each of them are 10 hours, and there's a 2-hour layover. So there's 20 hours total in the air. And I'm going to Vietnam and to Thailand coming up here real soon. And so I prepped a lot for these flights, y'all. My goal for these flights, I had a goal for them, and that was to be comfortable. Comfort first, okay? Because I am booked in economy, or if you know me well, I call it basic bitch class. And I'm booked in economy on these very long haul flights. So I went on to research the very best neck support, eye mask, compression socks, etc., 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 okay? And I ordered some new high-tech air travel support items. And when they arrived, I tried them out. Okay. And if you follow me on social media, you might have seen a picture of me trying this thing out. Okay. I talked about this a few days ago. I even tried out with my neck support brace on and my eye mask which noise canceling devices I was going to use. It was either going to be just regular earplugs, that I use a lot, or I was going to try on my Bose noise canceling headphones. So I tried them both, and Bose won. They're much more comfortable for long periods of time. And knowing that I'd also be wearing my AirPods a lot, which, they can like be irritating in your ear, right? After many hours. Because I'm going to be watching movies and listening to audiobooks and podcasts, I wanted to give my ear holes a break. So the Bose won because for when I'm sleeping, I want that level of comfort. So this is the level of detail I was thinking through because of the goal that I had, which was comfort, right? Are you guys following along? And then I realized that this level of preparation, y'all are probably doing all of the time in some way or another, except for when you are wanting to drink less or take a break from alcohol. Okay? Sometimes you want to fight me when I tell you you might have to write down your plan in advance, or you might have to visualize, take 5-10 minutes and visualize success and do a meditation or something, or plan and stock your fridge with some non-alcoholic beverages or set up a tea station. Like you want to push back on that for some reason. And you say things like, well, I have to do this forever, or I don't want to think about it so much, in a very whiny voice. And I know that you have had these thoughts. I am laughing with you right now, okay? It's totally normal if you have. But if you want to plan a vacation, throw a dinner party or your summer vacation, no problem. Doing all the planning and prepping, right? No stone unturned there. But heaven forbid, write down a drink plan. Oh my God, come to a screeching halt on that, right? But if you want to be somebody who doesn't overdrink, if you want that to be your outcome, you got to do some prepping. You got to do some preparations, right? So just like I want the outcome of traveling comfortably and getting to Vietnam for an epic adventure, one where I arrive as well rested as possible so I can get to adventuring, it's going to be a bit uncomfortable, and I know that getting there, right? I have to fly in the sky for over 20 hours. But it's what I'm willing to do to get the outcome I want for a huge bucket list destination for myself. Okay. I also had to change my mindset about these flights. I recognized that I was thinking it's going to suck and it's going to be long and I'm not going to sleep. And I recognized I was thinking that way. And now I'm choosing to think I'm going to have a lot of uninterrupted time to do whatever I want. And if I don't sleep that much, it's okay. And all of the preparation that I'm doing with all the supplies and trying things out in advance, all of that, right? So I want to ask you, what have you done to prepare for the outcome of being somebody who doesn't overdrink? Are you willing to do some preparations to have this desired outcome? Do you see that you might have to be willing to be uncomfortable a bit on this journey, this beautiful journey that you're choosing to take to get to be to someone that doesn't overdrink, right? Like y'all want to be that person, I think. If you're listening to this podcast on a regular basis, if you're in my Alive AF coaching programs, you have chosen to have that outcome for yourself. Is I want to be somebody who doesn't overdrink, right? So we want to help you. I want to help you make that journey more comfortable and more enjoyable. And you have to recognize that it's going to take some preparations on your part to make it that way as well. Okay? You want to go get yourself some resources, just like I did for this trip, just like I did when I did my own work to stop over drinking. I got myself some resources. So you want to hire support, you want to get supplies, you want to put yourself in situations and don't drink on purpose. You want to do the inner work, you want to make those written plans, process those urges, visualize yourself successfully not drinking at some upcoming event. You get good sleep, you deal with your shit, and then yes, you will get that desired outcome because of all the prepping and the work that you did to get there. Oh, and changing your mindset about it is going to be crucial so that you enjoy the process and keep at it. Okay? This isn't any different than anything else that you've prepared for. Can you imagine if at work you said, I don't know why I didn't get that project done on time. There must be something wrong with me. Or I can't remember to schedule my airfare or book my car service for the trip I'm going on next month. Or oops, I forgot to order the food for my dinner party that I'm hosting and my guests are now ringing the doorbell. Oh well, F it. I'll just order pizza. No. You would literally never do this because you're actually a high functioning, organized, badass woman who plans, executes, and succeeds in most things that you're doing, right? I don't want you to forget that. There's nothing wrong with you. If you haven't figured out the alcohol thing, you just need to take how you know to prepare for things and apply it in the same way to this project, this self project that you have to reduce how much you're drinking. Okay, and if you want someone to do all that legwork for you, collate all the materials, tell you what to do so that all you need to do is execute the plan, then hire me. And you need to sign up for the ultimate prep work course and solution, and that is one of my retreat and coaching packages. Seriously, y'all. Right now, the one that I'm really encouraging you to sign up for is the one in North Carolina that is in April. The retreat is in April. The coaching around this retreat starts in February. And if you sign up now, you get an extra month of coaching with me in January. And so I'm going to include the link to put your deposit down in the show notes. But you gotta do it, all right? Like, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna tell you all of the amazing local things that I do here in North Carolina. You're gonna get to be with me in person for a full week, and I'm gonna coach you real time. And you're going to have private coaching with me before that retreat even happens and with the group, so that by the time you come and meet with the group and me in person, you're going to feel confident and secure that you can travel without drinking, you can go on vacation without drinking, and it's going to be a mind-blowing experience, okay? So that's what I have to say. Do your preparations, write those plans, get coaching, change your mindset, and come with me on one of these adventure retreats that I'm leading in North Carolina, Seattle, or Cancun. So I just want to read you something that one of my clients wrote to me just today about her experience on one of the last coaching and retreat that I did in Cancun. She wrote, "When I originally heard about Angela's sober retreat, I thought, no way could I ever do that. I mean, all inclusive in Cancun and no drinks?" Well, things were progressing for me in the wrong direction, and I felt I needed to do something drastic to make a change. So I signed up for her retreat and coaching package. It changed everything. Having Angela in my back pocket catapulted my progress. I started Alive AF over and got coaching through Marco Polo whenever I needed her. And with Alive AF and private coaching, I really saw things change. The retreat was a bonus. OMG. I had no idea how much I would love this experience. Our group calls were great as we got to know the other members who would be with us. We got support all along the way, along the journey. The women were so welcoming, and we shared our lives with each other. Not to mention the resort was top notch, and we didn't have to worry about a thing. At first, I was worried about not knowing what we would be doing on a day-to-day basis. We had a general itinerary, but there were surprises along the way. I was quickly set at ease once I sat down at our first dinner with the group. We had an amazing spa day, private coaching, zip lining, jumped into cenotes, amazing food, spectacular sunrises, and bonding that was life-changing. I will never forget this experience. I can't recommend Angela's stuff in the private coaching retreats enough. It will change your life. And I'm just choking up reading it again because it was so life changing for these women who said yes to themselves. And me, as a coach who put it together with all the preparations and knowing what the outcome could be, because I live this outcome every single day. I knew that they could get there, and they trusted me to guide them to get there. And then they got their minds blown. And then I got my mind blown because just seeing it all come together and seeing how much fun they were having and these transformations that were there, like, for everybody, it was just really, really amazing. And I want you to experience that. I know what it's like on the other side of where you are, and I want to help you get there. It's my passion to. And you won't regret it if you show up and do the work and you take it seriously and you learn how to have fun without over drinking and you do what I tell you to do. You will change everything. So I'm highly encouraging you to do it. And thank you to everybody who has signed up already. I'm so excited about this year. It's going to take some preparations. It's going to take some actual work, but it's absolutely worth it 100%. All right, my friends, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to the podcast every week. Thank you for giving me an outlet to share and inspire. I really appreciate you no matter what. No matter if you never become one of my clients or ever come on my retreats. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a beautiful week. Talk to you soon. I want you to check out angelamascenik.com/aliveaf. You know what it's like to have a desire to cut back on your drinking, right? You start to read books, listen to podcasts, try things, but you might not be able to yet put all the pieces and suggestions together in a way that actually makes sense and works for you. You might struggle with beating yourself up after an overdrink. You might get frustrated with yourself when you take 2 steps forward and then another 2 steps back, and get overwhelmed with what's right and wrong about your relationship with alcohol. Your friends tell you that you should be able to have just 1 drink, and it isn't a big deal. You might be white-knuckling through urges and resisting instead of peacefully processing them. And you might struggle with your identity as someone who has enjoyed having a lot of wine or alcohol in your life. It's around you all the time. It's what you do and who you are. Well, after 5 years of successfully coaching hundreds of women through these struggles, I have created the Alive AF membership, where women like you can learn the basics on what it takes to cut back and reach your goals with alcohol, whether it is to just drink less or totally quit. And when you join, you will get the exact framework I used to change my own relationship with alcohol and still use today, that has led me to be alcohol-free for over 5 years. You're going to get access to my resources, videos, and worksheets that have been proven to change and reduce how much you drink. Every day you can ask questions, share your obstacles, and get coaching and direct support on the challenges you will face with love and no judgment. Also, you will get immediate access to workshops like uncovering your alcohol identity and changing it, how to say no to things that don't support your new identity or life or goals, aka boundaries. A workshop called Creating Emotional Agency, and another one, How to Manage Your Mind to Succeed at Your Goals, and more. Every month we have a brand new workshop. These workshops are filled with step-by-step prompts and instruction to help you create the exact relationship with alcohol that is best for you. My mission and vision for Alive AF is to be a hub of support and resources for women to come and learn how to do what is best for them and becoming more alive in the process. When you join, you're going to learn how to take care of yourself better, how to feel good and become more alive and go after the life that you really want. I want this membership to be affordable and an easy solution where you can get all the help you need in one simple place whenever you need it. So, no need to go read another book, find a new podcast, attend a free webinar, or go down the path of piecemealing it all together. Join Alive AF and have it all there in one place for you anytime you need it. So, go to angelamascenik.com/AliveAF, and enrollment is open right now. See you inside.